I never saw red sky crisps in the first place, but I don't think I would be able to eat one and savour the taste, let's put it that way. The space duck is not with me, unfortunately. Well, hang on, let me have a look. Let me have a quick look. I'll see if I can get a space duck on here. I might be able to do it. Let's see. I really don't think I've got one. I haven't got one. I could try and draw one. What do you reckon? Should I draw a space duck? This could be quite bad. Okay, let me have a go. The thing is that I can't draw with my hand, so I'm not going to be able to draw with my mouse. Or maybe I am. Let's go. Hang on. It's going to be red. You're going to need a head. There's his body. Oh, it's not good, is it? There's the beak. Head. Eyes. I can't do it. I will also be putting this up for auction. There we go. There's my face duck. He's a little bit uninspired. I can't do the corners very well, but there you go. Yeah, I just want to take a few moments actually, while there's no pressing questions, to talk about Médecins Sans Frontières. I suppose it was a couple of months ago that DPR Jones decided to come up with this charity drive and started rallying people together, and I was on board straight away. It was a really, really nice idea, and I was just really happy about doing any kind of act of solidarity between YouTube users to show how much power we have and how many people we can reach. I'm really up for all of that kind of thing. And when I looked at the Médecins Sans Frontières website, I couldn't believe just what they did. I mean, I've heard of, obviously I know about organizations like Amnesty International. I hadn't heard about MSF, but when I looked at their website, I was really, really surprised, because unlike other aid organizations that are similar, they actually go into some really dangerous places. They actually put their health at risk, and perhaps their lives at risk in some situations. It's a really honourable and brave thing to do. I couldn't do it, so I'm just happy that I can sit here and try and help raise some money for it. And MSF are really a great charity. I think if I was going to donate to any humanitarian aid organisation, it would be them, because, you know, humanitarian aid, I'm a humanist. You know, that's my, if I have a religion, it's secular humanism, and likewise I'm a humanitarian. I believe that, and you know, it's wonderful that we can put men on the moon, that we can take pictures of the beginning of time, and that we can do all of this kind of stuff. But I think it's a bit of a disgrace that we can't give everyone on Earth some fundamental standard of living, some basic standard of living that prevents them from dying of disease. We have a great capability to do things when we focus on it, and I think if we could all get together and focus more on providing a standard of living for everyone, then we should do so. Of course, most people think that I'm a socialist or a communist, and that's not the case, but I just think that everyone should have a basic standard. 21,669 bucks. Amazing, absolutely amazing. When DPR said we were going to try and raise $10,000, I was impressed. I thought $10,000 would be a lot of money, but we just smashed that completely. Now that we're more than double, you know, there's no reason why we can't shoot for 30,000. I think we can definitely do it. Hayden Panettiere is asking me to read my PMs. Scroll up. I'm not quite sure what to make of it. She's just basically, in private message, she's slagging me off. She's saying I'm ugly. Actresses these days. I'm kidding. She's very lovely, very kind. I am just kidding. Anyway, please go and bid on my shade, please. I want this to be my biggest contribution. They do work, I promise. As long as they sit on your nose, the lens won't fall off and you'll be fine. So please go ahead. I can't pronounce that. I can't say the original Italian. Actually, Hayden, I think you made a spelling mistake there. I think you'll find that there's one less I in that. I am so going to get it when she talks about me. Hayden Panettiere is also on wheels, so it can move about. No one knows how to pronounce it. It's Italian. Even the Italians can't agree how to pronounce things. My favourite Italian is Venetian Italian. Most of you, well, I say most of you, I suspect a few of you have seen my video where I talked about my favourite place, and it was Venice. And Venetian Italian is particularly beautiful. It's very, very hard to understand. I don't think even the Venetians actually understand what they're saying. I know that they changed the dialect a bit so they can have a more exclusive language, but it's very beautiful. French? No, they don't speak French. I'll tell you who speaks French. Rice. Rice lives in France, you see. He's actually Belgian and he lives in France. And he speaks fluent French but with a Dutch accent. I've never understood where he gets his Dutch accent from. Because being a Frenchman, you know, yeah, it's Italian for bakery. DPR, you've got to turn your speakers down, man. I can just hear myself talking back. I'm going to mute you again, sorry. If anyone's got any questions about the space duck, I've just been out. I had to run some errands. That's just the code word I'm going to call it. I'm not going to tell you exactly what I was doing. But on my way back, I went to the beach and to my local duck pond, and I did interrogate some of the locals. Also, it was so beautiful at the beach today. The sand was just baked golden. We normally have a lot of seaweed on the beach near where I live, but there was no seaweed today at all. It's just lovely. I think so. So I should take a moment to mention while I'm here that if you want to put me on Skype, you can put me on Skype. I'm Andromeda's Wake on Skype. If you want Hayden on Skype, she is h.penetiere on Skype. That is spelled P-A-N-E-T-T-I-E-R-E. And then you can talk to her after the show if you don't get a chance to ask her questions. If you put me on Skype, that's fine, but don't expect me to answer my Skype all the time, even when it's on, because sometimes I put it on when I'm at work, and they wouldn't like it if I actually answered the calls. I'm not showing my ass. Not a chance. Not a freaking chance. I'm not going to do it. I will not do it. I'll tell you what, if we raise $100,000, I will show my ass. That is, but that's what I want to see, $100,000 for MSF. Okay, Peter, you're on indeed. I'm actually worried, especially looking at the current trend. Ibis 3, I will sort that out. Just tell me another time when I'm on Skype. This was a triumph. Is he here? Is this was a triumph in the room? I think he's at work today, so he's not here. This was a triumph is my friend IRL. He's a really good guitarist. That's why I hang around with him. That's all I care about is his guitar ability. He's an asshole when you talk to him, but he's good at the guitar. I'm just kidding. He's a nice guy. Anyway, this was a triumph. You probably wouldn't want to see his ass. Actually, it's probably a little bit more. I don't know, it's probably a little bit more aged than mine. It's probably suffered. It's closer to DPR's than mine, whereas mine is young and pert and sexy. DPR's is obviously, you know, has seen rough times, I should say. Read into that what you will. But anyway, it's kind of worn out. It's kind of worn out and a bit leathery and not very nice. I would say this was a triumph is close to DPR's. It's closer to DPR's than it is to mine. I think you would rather see mine twice than see both. So has anyone got any questions at all? Questions? I haven't really got a lot to say, I'm afraid. I can tell you about the recent stuff that's been coming in from Hubble. They've opened the new cameras, the Wide Field Planetary Camera 3, for example, and the Cosmic Origin Spectrograph. They took a lot of new data from Hubble, and one of the first light images was of Jupiter, which they obviously took in July, on July the 23rd, when Anthony Wesley discovered the impact. And so they took a picture of Jupiter, and they released the full disk natural colour frame recently. I say natural colour, it's not really, it's obviously just corrected to look natural, or to look as natural as possible. And it's a really nice picture, but I think my favourite from the whole lot is probably